Hey everyone, Suksidu here from onlinefitnessbusiness.com, and in today's video, we're going to dive deep into using Facebook ads profitably to grow your fitness business. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to the channel on the button wherever it is and click the bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Okay, so there's a lot to get through in this video. I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible, but I do want this to be a deep dive and pretty in-depth. So the first thing that I'm going to dive straight into are the ad types that we're going to focus on. The first one is a video views ad. When you go into Facebook Ads Manager, it's going to ask you what the objective of your Facebook ad is. For these, believe it or not, we're going to pick the objective video views. And we're going to use these ads to grow our audience. We're going to go out to a cold audience, grow our audience, and familiarize yourself with that audience, build a deeper relationship with them, and align yourself with them as well. The best way to use these video views ads is pick a short video that's fairly simple, 2 to 4 minutes, something along the lines of 5 tips, 3 nutrition myths that need to be busted. Keep it simple. The copy that goes alongside the video can be fairly simple as well. Doesn't need too much thought. Just use some curiosity so that people are intrigued enough to watch the video. This is the simplest ad to set up. It's also very cheap. We can spend as little as £1 or $1 a day to get this up and running and start building a warmer audience. Type of ad number 2 that we're going to go through is an advert that we use to generate leads and build your email list, not just for the sake of building your email list. While that's nice, we want to then be able to sell to them. So we want people to make another commitment, right? They've made a small commitment by watching your video on social media or clicking your advert, following you maybe, but if we can get them to take another small commitment, it just moves them a step closer to becoming a client or a customer. We're going to offer them something of value in exchange for their email address. Now, every step along these adverts, as we ask for more and more commitment from your audience, we need to improve everything we do. So when we get to this point, the objective for these ads is traffic. Sometimes it can be conversions as well, but I'm not going to overcomplicate this, just pick traffic. Now the copy needs to be stronger. We need to really sell this free thing. Like, what is it? Why is it so amazing? We can go in at different angles. We can talk about why if they don't get it, they're going to stay in a bad place. We can talk about how getting it will lead to an amazing place. We can talk about how it's so great if they get it and how bad it is if they don't get it. We can use a lot of different copy angles in order to sell this thing, right? Even though it's free, we're still trying to sell it, right? So the best thing to use in order to set an ad up so we can test a number of different ad angles is something called dynamic creative. So when we get to this stage, we want to start testing a few different variants of our adverts. So when you go in Facebook Ads Manager, you click the objective, which is traffic. Then we can upload a few different types of copy, that's the writing that goes with the advert, and a few different images. And then Facebook will create all the possible variations of that and put them out on Facebook and then show you which one is performing best. And you can just turn the ones off that aren't performing and scale the ones that are performing. So we've got this advert up and running, it's bringing us email subscribers, it's generating leads. We've got an opportunity here as well to cater to those hyper-responsive members of your audience who may just be ready to buy right now. So what you need to make sure that you do is when you send people to a landing page to download this free thing, when they enter their details, they click submit, we want to send them to a thank you page that says, hey, thank you for downloading the thing. It's on its way to your inbox right now. It'll be with you in about 10 minutes time, but before you go and check that out, there's an important video down below. Watch that first. And in the video, you say, hey, congratulations, the thing's on its way to your inbox right now. It's going to be with you in about 10 minutes. And I just wanted to let you know that for those of you that are ready to get X amazing results, whatever it is you help people do, let's say you help people punch harder. For those of you that are ready to punch harder and win all your fights via knockout, and start winning all your fights via knockout and have the stamina to go 12 rounds, fill in the application form below and we can see if we can help you and get started working on that right away. So what you're doing is, yes, they've downloaded the free thing, but just in case any of them are ready to buy and work with you right away, then why not have that offer on the thank you page? And you can also put low cost products on that thank you page as well and just say, hey, for limited time only, get your hands on this. It's $10, $20, £5, whatever it is. And we can recoup the cost of our marketing by doing that. So if it costs you, £1 for every lead that opts in, and then every 1 in 10 is buying something for a tenner, then you're basically marketing for free. That's the second type of advert. We've got our video views ad, building our audience. Then we've got a opt-in ad or a lead generation ad, not to be confused with that objective in Facebook Ads Manager. We're using the objective traffic, but that's building our email list, it's generating leads. It's another place where we can market to them by sending regular emails. You should be doing that, email marketing. And then we can also sell to them on the thank you page. And the third type of advert is exactly the same, except instead of offering them a free thing now, we're sending people straight to a sales page. And on that sales page could be a link to buy from you just there and then on that page, or to apply to work with you. And they're the only really 3 types of adverts that 99% of you will need to consider when trying to profitably use Facebook ads to grow your business. So now that we know what our ad types are, we've got the video views, we've got lead generation, and we've got a straight to sale or straight to application form, let's talk a little bit about targeting. So ideally, you have a very clear understanding of who your ideal client is. And if that's the case, we can formulate who that is in Ads Manager and go out cold to your audience with all 3 ads, right? To begin with, right? We can drive the same 3 ads to the same cold audience. We can mix in warm audiences who've got an email list. We can target them. We can target lookalikes of that email list as well. If you've already got a lot of clients, you can create a lookalike audience of those clients. If needed, if you start from scratch, and as long as you have a very clear understanding of who your target market is, then you can go out cold if you have super relevant offers for them. So what I mean by that, as an example, if your services is for CrossFitters, you know that you can make a really specific video for CrossFitters and send that out to anybody who's shown interest in CrossFit on Facebook. And it's going to be shown to a relevant audience. So you can go out to a cold audience. Same with if you have a free thing, right? You can create a free download that's specifically for CrossFitters, right? How to qualify for the CrossFit Games, how to diet without having to use paleo, right? You can create very specific things for that audience. So you can go out to a cold audience knowing full well that they will be the right people, or most of them, or maybe not most of them, but some of the people that you want to work with will be in that audience. And then you can refine from there and learn from that audience who you should dial deeper into when setting up your targeting. So that's how you go out cold. You need to find one thing that is definitely an interest of your audience and use that as your key targeting metric to then go out and test other cold audiences. You can do this in Audience Insights, which we won't go into today. Like I said, you have the opportunity to create lookalike audiences by uploading your buyers list, your customer list, your email list, targeting your email list directly, and targeting people who have consumed or engaged in your other content. You can do all this within Facebook Ads Manager by creating custom audiences. And then you're just going to have to test what works best, and Facebook will tell you who's responding best to your adverts. Back in the day, I would have recommended that you just go straight for the sale, right? And that used to work. And then we used to use a staggered approach where we would drive all our traffic to the video views, and then we would only show the next advert, so the free thing, to people who've consumed your video, and then we'd only show the sales ad to people who have downloaded the free thing. Now we show all 3 adverts to our entire audience to begin with. And then Facebook again will teach us whether or not that's working. And the reason we do that is because if people are ready to buy, then give them the opportunity to do that. If people are ready to opt into your free thing, then let them do that first without having to necessarily watch a video. If people just want to watch the video first, then we're catering to them. So it allows for people to consume what they're ready to consume. And at the end of the day, if people are prepared to go straight to an application form and apply right away without any previous content, or buy from you straight away cold, then that's great for us because it means that it's the shortest route to a sale, which means it's the cheapest and most affordable and will produce the highest ROI. Now, I would start like that, and then if Facebook clearly shows that it's not profitable to continue in that vein, then we don't. There are no hard and fast rules when it comes to Facebook ads. Everything that I'm sharing with you is a framework, it's a guideline, and then you change based on what you learn and the feedback you get from the platform. It will tell you what works, it will tell you what doesn't work. So now very quickly, let's talk about the copy and the creative that goes into creating great Facebook ads. Now, as I mentioned earlier, when it comes to the video views ads, the video is important, the copy not as important. You don't have to do loads of testing. And as you get up each step of the ladder, as you ask for more and more commitment, the copy and the creative, when I say creative, I mean the image or video, becomes more and more important. And that's why we use dynamic creative within Facebook Ads Manager to test loads of different variations. Now, when it comes to writing copy, it has to be super specific to your audience. It has to either talk about the bad stuff or the challenges that you want to help them get away from, or the great things that you want to help them get towards. And we test various different angles. And the same with the images. The images are just there to stop people from scrolling. So when it comes to creating images, people, faces work very well, bright colors. And sometimes our best performing ads have been really, really random, but they get people to stop scrolling. So get creative with your images. Think about what's going to stop people scrolling in the newsfeed, and with your copy, you're going to have to work on it. Try different angles, use dynamic creative within Facebook Ads Manager, and see what variations Facebook comes up with that perform the best for each level of ad. What have we talked about? We've talked about ad types, objectives, copy, creative, targeting. I think that's pretty much it. I think you're going to have to watch this video at least 2 or 3 more times. And to make sure that you do that, make sure that you subscribe to this video. If you've got any questions about Facebook ads, put them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the video. I'm really tired. I tried to talk about a lot of different things all at the same time. Yeah, let me know if I managed to make any sense. But subscribe first.